All right, next fight is the pay-per-view opener. Johnny Walker Blue, -170 against Paul Bearju Craig, +145. Sorry, I just can't fucking help myself. Paul Craig's in the best shape of his life. Go to his Instagram. He's in the best shape of his life as far as his strength and conditioning is concerned. He is the number 9 ranked 205er in the world. Volkan Oezdemir, actually the guy who halted his unbeaten streak at 6 in what was his last fight. But Craig in the mix at 205. So is the favorite Johnny Walker. Ken Flo, we'll start with you here. Johnny Walker, -170. Paul Craig, +145. Your thoughts?
I feel like Brian would be able to answer this better than anybody else. Both of these guys seem so difficult to bet on. I feel like Johnny Walker is either getting his ass kicked or then he just knocks you out of nowhere. And Paul Craig is either getting his ass kicked or he's submitting you out of nowhere. So these are two guys that are very tough to rely on. You could say, this is a sure bet. This is in the bag. I got this. So both these guys I'm a little uneasy about. So to me, it comes down to, okay, who is more likely to make a big mistake? Who's going to be more chaotic, more erratic, make poor decisions in there? I think it's Johnny Walker. I still think he's a little bit immature when it comes to performing when he needs to in there. And then sometimes if he's really trying to be defensively sound, he doesn't throw any shots out there. Paul Craig's going to push the pace. I think he gets Johnny Walker on the ground eventually and finds a way to win.
Well, Johnny Walker really needed a win his last time out. Got it. Quick sub of Iwan Kutelaba. That was at UFC 279. Right, which way you going, kid? Johnny Walker, Paul Craig?
Paul Craig, I had to get one in too. Paul Craig, I love it. Kenny's 100% right. This fight is like a tennis match in my head. I keep going back and forth, and I can't get a read on it because he's right. Both these guys make so many mistakes. You look at Paul Craig, he's like that special, whenever you play a video game, you always get like a special move. That's his submission. He pulls it out, but his last fight, he looked really bad to me. The Oezdemir fight, he was not getting takedowns. He looked hesitant, flopping to his back. Oezdemir just avoided the ground and won the fight. He has made references leading up to this fight that he believes in his stand-up. John said he's in the best shape of his life. He believes in the stand-up. Now, I don't recommend him standing up with a guy like Johnny Walker, but he has to if he wants to get this fight to the ground because his takedowns aren't elite. His ground game's elite, but getting it there has been an issue. Usually guys fall him to the ground. Then you got Johnny Walker. This is going to be it's an interesting duo here. You got Paul Craig, who is the most intense guy. Then you got Johnny Walker, who's basically a dancing, smiling clown. And he was the uncrowned contender for a while when he was rattling off all those wins. And, he got brought back to reality. But the one thing is about Johnny Walker is he's incredibly athletic. He's fucking enormous for 205 pounds. He's going to finish his career at heavyweight. I think actually that's one of the reasons why he has a chin problem is all the weight he cuts, but that's not here or there. I see Craig standing up to a point, forcing a takedown. Not going to happen in that first round. Johnny Walker's too big, too strong. So I actually like Walker by KO in round 1. But if the fight gets, you got to watch the fight. I can live bet now. I cashed on some tickets live betting last night. So when you watch the fight, if it gets out of round 1, pay attention to Paul Craig because I don't think he's slowing down. Walker could slow down a little bit. But for the purposes of the show, give me Walker by KO round 1.